Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate.
It's time for episode number 68.
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie Mark. Hello, George. Haven't seen you for a few weeks.
Yeah,
You been all right?
yeah.
Yeah. Finished school yet?
No, I'm finishing on it on Thursday.
Wednesday, not even Friday.
You're
Oh,
finishing
lucky.
on Thursday morning. Yeah.
Surely he can't have more time off than you.
Only by a few hours, but
Get a few hours apiece.
We'll let him off then,
3 hours.
do we? That means he's got a few hours to get ready for the Christmas mayhem.
Mhm.
Hey, Jenny, all right? What have you been doing then, George?
So, today at school, I went to the International Bomber Command Centre.
Oh my goodness, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was good.
Where's that?
It's in Lincoln. Near the
It's on top of the hill, but not the
Yeah.
steep hill.
not the seat.
Not that one.
That's when that's that one.
You don't like that one?
Yeah, no. I actually learned a new fact about bombs. Bombs aren't actually circles. They're actually like long things, cylinders.
Like a,
Yeah.
I don't know what shape. Like
Torpedo.
Yeah,
torpedo
like a
shape.
torpedo type.
I tell you
Yeah,
what, like this shape. Hold on,
Yeah, leaf.
something
like
like
that
that. Yeah.
shape. Bit like that shape, yeah. Because Lincoln's got lots of RAF bases and things, isn't it?
We've got a Christmas space gardening fact.
Oh, go on then.
Then, there's the paper. Thank you. Thanks for the paper, Dad. So, a Christmas tree takes about 6 to 7 years to grow on average.
It does. So that's what, up to about, how big's that? 5 foot? 5 or 6 foot?
5
Yeah.
to 6 foot.
Yeah.
That's a lot, isn't it? So that's a foot a year. Do you grow a foot a year, George?
I hope not.
About maybe an inch a year, maybe.
You'd be 9 foot tall if you did.
Yeah, we don't put all right now. I'll break through the polytunnel roof.
You would do, yeah. Yeah. Come on,
My
Em, just tell
dad's
us.
got a silly Christmas tree dance.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, when you were doing it.
Oh, when I was measuring the trees.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we need to know, George. What is on your Christmas list?
Yeah.
Come on, tell us.
So, there's something called a soccer ball, which is basically you have a football and then a robot, which is basically like on wheels, and and it chases the ball. So wherever you dribble it, the ball, the robot chases it, but the aim is not for the robot to hit the ball.
So it looks like
it's...
one of those Hoover type things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea is that somebody to play football against?
Yeah, in the house, I think.
Oh, goodness. You've already got nibbles to do that. You've got remote control nibbles.
Yeah. I could have the remote and just hunt you down with it.
Not with the football.
No.
Dad, that robot does not. It has smart sensors. It doesn't use remote control.
Fair enough.
Wow.
It has smart sensors for tracking the ball.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. Sounds really good.
I can't wait to get it, to be honest.
Well, hopefully you do get it.
And Santa, obviously.
Did you just call me Santa?
He came to my school on Monday. Came to my school on Monday, but everyone knows that one wasn't the real one because he was was the real one is very busy.
I bet this. Well, obviously, this is his busiest month of the whole year,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So he has to have people help him.
And I also met the real Santa on Sunday as well.
You did?
Where was that?
That was a tattoo show.
Oh, I saw it. I did see. I like the elf's costume who was walking in front of you. I thought it was your dad to start with on the video.
Dad, did you not realise?
I think it was on the stories, wasn't it?
Was it?
Have you done anything else interesting, George? Anything else
What do you
that
mean?
you want to talk about?
What do you mean? Oh yeah. So my grandma managed to get a £500 sending to Greenfingers to add on to my total, and now it was on 1,000. It was on 1,003, something like that, and that 300, and now it's on 1,800, maybe something like that.
Wow.
So
that
Grandma
is
works for Pavers Shoes, and every quarter or something they do a charitable donation, and their staff can nominate a charity.
okay.
And Greenfingers won
And she
it.
nominated Greenfingers, and they won it. So that's
Oh,
another £500.
Brilliant. That's fantastic, isn't it?
When we eventually do shut it down, we might be at
It is shut.
2,000.
It is shut
Is
now.
it?
Yeah.
When? When did you do that?
I can't remember. Yeah.
Was that after the check?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a check separately because they send the check as a check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so total for the charity walk is £1,800.
Unbelievable, mate. That was really good. And I've seen so many people say such amazing comments on what you did. It's just unbelievable. Really, really do. You've done really well.
Anything else?
And we
that you
saw
might want
you
to
in
talk about?
Garden Folk
There you go.
magazine.
He's done an article in Garden
Yeah,
Folk magazine
yeah.
as well.
Yes. So we want to tell everybody to go and read that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what George has been writing.
It says about the charity walk, basically.
And what you like doing in the garden.
Yeah.
Basically destroying stuff.
I'm a violent child, I have to say.
You said it, George.
You did. Oh dear. Brilliant. Oh. Well, let's hope that you get your football tackling machine
Yeah,
on
hopefully.
Father Christmas next. When's that? Oh, week tomorrow. Only a week left.
Soon come round.
Isn't it? It's really, really quick.
Yeah.
Whoa. All over.
Teapot?
So what's Daddy been asking for Christmas? Gardening
Unfortunately,
things?
Santa doesn't get adult presents.
No, but maybe you and Mummy could buy him something.
We already have bought him something.
Oh, don't say
Is
it.
it quiet?
Don't say it.
We can't buy you that.
I'm in the garden on my own.
I'm sure you could.
Buy that. You can't. Have to be relatable stuff, Dad.
Okay.
Peace and quiet is priceless.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Yeah.
How
Where
cold?
are you tonight? You don't look in the same
I'm
place.
not. So I'm in my dining room because the reason being is because obviously I've been kicking my heels for the last week or so. I decided to put a wooden floor down. I got an oak floor about 2 years ago and never put it down. So I've decided to put it down. And the room which I normally go in, which is through there, is full of all the junk and the rubbish from the dining room and the lounge where I've laid the floor. So I can't even sit down on the sofa.
Oh!
So that needs sorting out before we can even get in there, to be honest. So I'm at the dining room table today with my new oak floor. So if you hear pitter-patter, 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 that's the dogs running around. It really doing my head. Praising me.
Yeah.
Their toes tapping all over the place, their claws. Oh, so annoying. I said to Teresa, I'll give her a year and then we'll
Yeah.
cover it all with carpets again.
I tried to take it out.
Leave my hat alone, you monkey.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at the dining table today. A bit different. I don't really like it. I'm all upright and
Yeah.
I like to relax.
And you're not in your hoodie.
Not in my hoodie because I ain't been to work, Mark.
See you later.
Later,
Dear George.
alligator. I can have my chair now.
Bye. Bye, Dad. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Well, your signal's very good. You're a bit blocky.
Am I?
Yeah,
5G.
blocky,
Full 5G.
blocky.
Shows how good 5G is then, doesn't it?
Look what I've got.
What's that? Eggnog?
Baileys.
No, Bailey's.
Baileys with ice.
But
Christmas
I don't
time.
think I've ever drank Bailey's not in a hot chocolate.
Oh, I love Baileys straight with ice. Lovely.
Well, it is whiskey, isn't it? It's whiskey and cream.
It's whiskey and cream, yeah. It is Baileys, Catherine, you're right. Yeah, it's lovely. It's so... Oh, yeah, with ice. You have to have ice in it. Can't have anything warm. Have you tried White Di Serrano? Oh, I don't know. I think that might be a bit sweet for me. Baileys with Tia Maria. Oh, all these different cocktails coming out. My goodness. I don't drink coffee. If you drink that much coffee, Jenny, you get the same feeling. All the caffeine. Have you brought a teapot down with you? Oh, God. You might as well just bring a flask.
I'm a posh gardener, me.
You are very posh. You are. When I came to you and had that day with you and Chris, and it was tea break, and I walked in, and Mark was filling a cafetiere up for the coffee, I went, "Oh my God!" There's no instant there.
No, definitely not. It's filthy muck. That is.
Yeah, I don't drink it anymore since I got a lovely machine to put the pods in. Get some lovely coffee for them pods. Really nice.
So, the last one we did was supposedly the last one we were going to do.
It was, yeah.
And we're back again.
I think it was only a couple of days before I was supposed to be going to hospital.
It was.
And then so I went to hospital, went to Patworth, left here at 5 a.m, got there for 7, got ready, got all, they shaved me and I had to have a special shower with all this and put all my gown and things on. Went and sat in this room until 3:30 in the afternoon and they said, your operation's been cancelled. I went, oh, brilliant, fantastic. And I've got a new date, which is good. No, it's not. I'm lying. It's New Year's Eve for anybody that don't know. So while everybody's raising a glass, I will be literally
Under the knife.
under the night. Well, I should be out, but I will still be asleep. They reckon they keep you asleep for 12 hours afterwards.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'll be I'll be under the knife if it goes ahead. Touch wood. I don't think I can cope with it being cancelled again. But
No.
yeah, so you said to me the other day, should we do one? So yeah, might as well.
Just thought it'd be quite a nice thing to do. Keep us busy, keep us out of trouble.
Definitely, we need that. Definitely need that. So you found our guest tonight. Really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
You want to get him in?
Yeah, should we get him in?
Chat? Yeah.
So, tonight's guest is a professional gardener working at the wonderful Thornbridge estate. He opened his own garden to the public to raise money for charity. Living and working in the Peak District, we all know I've got a willow dome in my garden, but this guy has got a wheel dome in his garden.
Mm.
Let's get him in. It's Noah Mabey
Hey Dan.
at Noah's Gardens.
Mabey. Oh, did you ask him how to say it?
No, I'm hoping that's right.
I said, what did I say earlier? Mabey. I don't know.
Even if I'd have asked him, I'd have said it completely different, and I'd have got in my head.
Yeah.
Hi.
There he
Good
is.
evening.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. Come on, so tell us, how do we say your surname? Did we say it right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Maybe.
is it? Oh,
May-
so we were really poshing it up, saying it all French and God knows what.
It's maybe no, or maybe not.
Wow. Maybe. Noah, maybe. Brilliant. Fantastic. How are you doing?
Not bad. Just warming up.
Have you been
After,
out?
yeah, a bit cold
Yeah,
today.
yeah. That's the only thing, isn't it, when you're outside all day?
Mm.
But I always think if you've got the proper clothes on, you're not too bad, are you?
But yeah, I've plenty of coats.
Peeling off the layers at the end of the
But
day.
then you end up like a big Michelin man, you can't move.
Yeah.
So you are a professional gardener, like him at the top of the screen. Well, he says he is. And you work for Thornbridge.
Yeah.
I don't need to, right. I'm gonna fess up now. Until Mark said your name, I didn't know who you were. I didn't follow you, which you probably know, and I'd never even heard of Thornbridge Estate. So tell us all about it.
You may have heard of Thornbridge Brewery. It's where the beer first started. It's still a family home near Bakewell. It's got about I think there's 14 acres of formal garden,
Wow.
and then 90 acres of parkland.
90.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of I think the farmland's still farmed, so kind of we don't do that. But the garden itself, it certainly keeps us busy. There's 3 of us that are there. It's very quirky. There's a cafe called Quackers, so it's very quackers.
Brilliant. You get lots of visitors then?
Yeah, it's pretty busy. There's quite a lot of kids' activities, so there's all in the summer holidays. It's crazy busy.
Yeah.
But then we had a big Halloween. We had a little pumpkin patch in the kitchen garden. So what was that? October holidays. That was busy, and then we had the Christmas markets that have just finished. So it's just starting to get quiet and carry on with the gardening.
Do some gardening in peace.
Yeah. There's
The
main part of the garden's like a water garden. So it's all lined with tufa that runs down the middle. And that's fed off the water that comes off the hills and Longston Edge. So it's quite seasonal with how much water's in it. But in the winter, the water garden actually looks better in the summer because there's more water coming down the little cascades and waterfalls and things. But it's a great.
So why is that then? I suppose is it
just like because there's more rain
in
coming
summer?
off the farmland and things. Yeah.
So when you say a water garden, what like not formal ponds? It's like a wet garden, wetlands type thing.
No, it's like a formal kind of water garden. So
Right.
I think it's Victorian. It's really cleverly engineered. It comes down like the one main stream, and then it kind of goes into a series of ponds. that have all got kind of like secret plugs in them, or not so secret now. But so if you need to do any maintenance on any of the ponds, you can drain them if needs be, and then it goes into one larger, we call it koi pond at the bottom, before it then disappears down the plug hole at the bottom and joins the River Wye.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So to start with, I thought, because it's natural, that would be just like a big ponds,
Yeah,
wetland type things. But no, that sounds fantastic. So you can have your pond plants and your marginal stuff, and then you've got normal gardens around it as well.
Yeah, so it's also kind of made up of lots of little rooms. So kind of you go, there's loads of little paths, so everywhere you go round every corner, there's something a little bit different. It's really cool.
Sounds it.
Originally, one of the people that own the estate, at some point or the other, they wanted to see 1,000 shades of green from their window.
Wow.
So there's a lot of evergreens. So it kind of has interest all year with like the structure and the grottos and the water garden and all the hedges, just different little areas.
That is a hell of a brief to get on a Monday morning, isn't it? Wow. Bloody hell. Unbelievable. So let's talk about you then, before we talk about work a bit more. To me, you look fairly young, Noah. How old are you?
26.
26, yes, you're a pup. So where did gardening come from?
I think it originally started as a hobby. Kind of, I didn't want to be doing my GCSE revision, so I kind of started doing stuff in the garden, and then I needed to raise some money to go on this college trip to India, so I got a job as a waiter, and then when that building got sold and I was made redundant, so then I was introduced. I met this lady called Liz through mutual friends, who was a full-time professional gardener, self-employed, and kind of been working alongside her up until probably about a year ago. So she's kind of taken me under her arm and trained me up to kind of garden. So I've been quite privileged the last several years, kind of with I've kind of feel like I've worked in some really cool gardens, some various different halls in the local area, and all sorts of great things, and it's been quite a learning curve.
Yeah, brilliant. Normally when I say that question to people, they say, because my granddad was in the garden lots, or my nan, or following my mum and dad round. But so yours was just skiving off your GCSEs, you was going out doing some gardening.
Well, I guess I did have a passion for it beforehand, but I guess that's where I really started to do my own garden at home and go from there.
Yeah, unbelievable, really good. And then, so you done your GCSEs and got your first job, and then that's it. It just took off from there.
Yeah, so I worked with Liz for 5 or 6 years, I think, self-employed, working on various other kind of halls or small estates and some holiday companies. So I had a whole range of different things that I've been involved with.
What's the holiday company? You're going around holiday lets and maintaining gardens and things. Yeah.
So that was that was good. That was nice in lots of different places, especially in the Peak District.
Oh yeah, but that's some amazing places.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So now you're at God, I can't remember. Where are you now? That's it. That's your permanent job now, and
Yeah.
tell us about your standard day then. What goes on as a professional gardener on a big estate?
Um, I can't really say working at Thornbridge I ever have a standard day. It's always it's always an exciting day. But I guess today started off pruning a lot of the roses back in the garden now. Most of them I've started to get a bit creative with them, kind of trying to make shapes, and I always like making domes and things.
You've been seeing too much of Niff Barnes.
That's where I feel like I got my greatest inspiration from.
She's amazing what she does with roses.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about pruning roses, but it's I don't know.
You've been pruning roses this week, Mark, haven't you? And last week?
Well, yeah, but not
pruning and moving.
I've been hacking them back to some kind of life, basically.
What is the difference of hacking and pruning then? Come on.
Well, the difference is the ones I've been digging up have been left to do what they want for 15 years because they're more wild roses. So I've been taking out a lot of the big old stems so that when they move, they can regenerate again and not put so much stress on the plant. Whereas I'm sure the ones Noah's been doing are ones that have been very well looked after for the last 50 years, probably.
Yeah, they're some good roses.
So it's all about shaping them to what you want them, like a potpourri for roses then.
What was that?
Is it so? It's more like topiary for roses.
I guess that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. I was looking on the wedding lawns. There's 2 roses at the bottom of some steps. They posted some pictures from one of the weddings the other day, and I felt pretty pleased. Kind of, there was just 2 massive domes. Big domes just full of massive pink flowers, and I don't really remember that part of summer. It was a bit of a blur, but seeing the pictures, it looked great.
So the Thornbridge account has just come up and said Noah is one of the best. I'm sure he is. I'm really sure he is. And then Catherine said, where would we get started if we wanted to make a rose dough, Noah? How would you start? Did it take many years, I suppose?
A lot of the ones that I've been doing have kind of, I guess it's probably 1 or 2 seasons worth of growth. So they're quite long, and they're not to like a specific size or anything. I just kind of I get rid of all like the dead, diseased and damaged.
DD, I'm going to say that.
That's the one. And anything that's not really strong enough, and then just kind of start curving them across and tying them in. Sometimes I use a few canes for supports, but most of them seem to have done pretty well this year.
So I suppose you've got to try and envisage what it's going to look like in the summer. What you leave. Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it gives a bit of interest for the winter, doesn't it? Because then you've got, when you prune it back to that shape again, you've got that structure for the winter.
Yeah.
Whereas
so you almost just like weaving it, are you?
Yeah. It was just after I'd gone on a willow weaving course, and kind of started to experiment and things. And then when I saw the niffing page, I was like, oh yeah, this is what we're after, and kind of took great inspiration and ideas from there, and just
and they've, in the summer, they're obviously received really well. Everybody must like it.
Yeah. So at Thornbridge, I've only done them. I only started really properly doming all of the roses probably last winter. Before that, hadn't really gone to the extremes of anything before. But it was quite interesting hearing people as they're coming past, kind of wanting to know what I was up to.
I bet that is a really good thing. You're saying that you're in, you're in the undergrowth doing what you're doing at work, and you hear people talking about what you've done last week, and they're enjoying it, or sometimes maybe thinking, "Oh, I don't like that," or "That's in the wrong place." It must be great to hear that.
Yeah.
Look at all those weeds.
It'd be hard not to go out and say, "Oi."
I'm getting to it.
That's the thing. So, what did you say? There's three of you full-time gardeners there.
2 full-time, 1 part-time, and we've got a fair few volunteers now that help us try keep on top of it all.
Yeah, I bet the volunteers make a massive difference.
Yeah, it's great when there's quite a few of us and kind of we hit an area, especially if it's been busy with other things happening. Kind of we get on an area, big group of us, and at the end of the day, you stand back and it feels quite good to look back at an area that's done.
Yeah, I bet.
The one thing I miss working in a private estate, so you can't get volunteers to help in somebody's private garden really, whereas these historic halls, it's quite easy to get a good team of volunteers around you to get the support.
Yeah.
I suppose the volunteers don't have to be that knowledgeable, really, do they? That as long as they want to come and do it and learn and help you out, you can just point them in the right direction and let them go.
Yeah, try work kind of alongside them so we can kind of, if anyone's got any questions or anything, kind of you're there to answer questions, and it's good to get chatting to people and have a laugh. I think, what is it? A few weeks ago, there was a big group of us down doing some clearing at the koi pond, and I'm pretty sure I'm not sure which volunteer, but one of them definitely tried to push me in the pond.
When you say try, they didn't succeed then?
I was already in the pond, but not quite as in the pond as before I got.
Oh dear! I bet there was a camera rolling somewhere as well. It always is these days. Always is. Go on, Mark? Sorry.
Yeah. So is Thornbridge open? The whole garden, is it open to the public? Because I've been, but I don't really remember the gardens that much. I remember the bit around the cafe where the fountain and the willow weave structure.
Yeah, so you can go to the cafe area, and then if you want to go into the garden, you kind of go through plant sales and pay some garden admission, and then you can go into the rest of the garden. So it kind of it goes down the back of where those willow structures are, and kind of goes more towards the house.
Yeah.
So.
You didn't pay the extra, Mark, to tuck it.
It was a while ago. We'll have to go again. But I think we were with our son at the time, and he was quite young, so I remember going because the reason the cafe is called Quackers, for anyone that doesn't know, is that there's a historic fountain in the garden, which they've filled with rubber ducks.
Oh, really? What? And it's what stays filled all the time?
Yeah.
Pretty much. It gets drained over winter just so it's not too icy. But all summer it's been full of rubber ducks.
What? Why? What's the background between that? From that then?
It's just a bit quackers.
It's just a talking point, isn't it? Really, just to get people chatting about it.
Yeah. I think the owners are just like to share it all with everyone and make it more inclusive and quirky, and just so like the kids all have fun, gardeners have fun, everyone. There's a bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, sounds brilliant. Jenny's just said, is the garden accessible to wheelchairs and pushchairs, etc.?
Mostly, there is a few steep areas, and a lot of it is gravel paths, but most of the garden is fairly accessible.
I think
well,
I think most gardens, they try their best, but they can't do everything. Like woodland areas and things are just really hard, aren't they?
Yeah. Especially kind of it's a historic listed garden, so we can't make any. We can't alter certain things just because they're listed. They're protected.
Yeah. We just had a question now. Do you like Christmas?
Yeah. This giving it away.
Who doesn't? Everybody loves Christmas.
So I don't know whether I think I was following you before, but the thing that I saw recently on your account was the amazing wreath that you were making. Why don't you tell everyone about that?
Well, I've not really made any wreaths or anything before, but I've been around when there's been a fair few workshops and things going on. So I really wanted to do a giant wreath on the door. So I did some prototypes out of hula hoops for some different gates.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
And then I was talking to some in plant sales. There's a bit called the Emporium where local people that do like handcraft things can sell them. And there's a guy that does metalwork that's friends with the owner. So I'd asked him theoretically if I wanted a very large frame making up, if he would be able to do it. And I did some scribblings on the back of an envelope and sent him a photo. And a few days later, he appeared with this frame. And then in the storm the other week, there was quite a bit. There was a tree that came down with a load of ivy on it. So kind of I trimmed a lot of the ivy off and then used that as the base for the wreath. But then because the door's listed, there's no fixings on it. So I had to get creative with straps and cable ties to get it to stay on the door. But I was very pleased with how it turned out.
So this is what, 3 foot across?
Probably
yeah,
more.
I think it's. I think it was like 1.3 meters or something.
Hell. Right, so hands up who wants giant wreath making lessons from Noah next year.
And I think you're actually doing yourself a disservice there, because not only is it huge, it also is in 2 sections so that the door can open.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow! So it can. Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That's why I couldn't originally use the hula hoop, because it needed to be strong enough to support itself and open and close.
Wow! And this is obviously on your Instagram, so we can all go and have a look at
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody go and have a look at that when we finish. That's absolutely sounds fantastic. I just want to quickly go down there. Hold on, before we lose questions. Favorite Christmas plant, Mark, Jamie, and Noah.
Considering
questions there.
Considering what's going off on my page at the moment, I'll have to go poinsettias, won't I?
I want to say poinsettias. Can you remember last year, Mark, when the whole new cream and pink poinsettias come out?
Yeah.
When it was a bit of a thing last year. Let me just 1 second.
Off he goes.
Wait there. So last year, I think it was Jenny was doing it, wasn't she? When Mr. Plant Geek went to the poinsettia.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. And then, so I went and found, I've had to go around about 3 or 4 different Lidl's, I think it was. Lidl's or Aldi, to these lovely cream pink poinsettias. I don't really like the red ones, which are, they're like that velvet colour looking red, don't they?
Yeah.
So I've got the creams and pinks. I've got 3 or 4 of them. And Teresa's been crazing me for months and months to get rid of these. But I said no, because I'm going to do a reel. But I haven't done a reel. And I'm just going to let her throw them away now. These have been on our dining room mantelpiece now, obviously for a year. And they are a little bit dead. But yeah, I loved these poinsettias, but they died.
You love them so much you forgot to water them.
No, they just died, like every bloody poinsettia does in the world. Noah, favourite Christmas plant?
I love those the little white, the Christmas Carol hellebores.
Yeah.
If that counts. I love those. They're so jolly at Christmas.
I do love a hellebore. I do like a good hellebore. I've got a few in the garden, but not many. They're really nice. Christmas cactus. Anybody like a Christmas cactus? Catherine said.
I've got one in flower in my kitchen, so it's definitely a Christmas cactus.
We are then. We are. Right. Getting back.
Somebody
Getting
said
away
on the
from.
comments, is there really that much to gardening, or is it just cutting grass? No, we don't do anything doing gardening.
No. And to be honest, you don't even have to cut your grass anymore because you can get robots to do it, can't you, Mark?
Yep. Need a weeding one next.
Oh yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? In the introduction, Noah, Mark said something about you opened your garden to the public. Was that the National Garden Scheme?
So it wasn't through a scheme or anything. I'd been to one of the local villages, and I really loved going around them. But it was I think 2021-ish. I just finished building my wheel dome and doing some other garden projects, and was looking for something to do on my birthday. So I thought I would open the garden up, have an open garden, and raise a bit of money for the donkey sanctuary.
Brilliant.
And because my garden's alongside a public footpath, there's a fairly steady foot traffic. So put a few posters up the week before, and it was a great day. So then,
Do you have any takers?
I think it was pretty full in the garden all day. I think in the end we raised about like £700 from just donations and some. When I told people I was doing it, quite a few people baked me cakes to kind of sell.
Cakes and sausage roll.
So yeah, it was a really great day, and yeah, then because it was so good, I kept getting requests the next year because I like to go. I love tulips in spring. So I do quite a big tulip display. So I opened my garden up in May the year after. Didn't unfortunately have time to do one this year, but maybe I'll do one next year.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Great.
So while we're talking about your garden, tell us about it. What tell us all about what's happening in your garden.
Originally, when I first moved in, it was all kind of like concrete, crazy paving because it used to be part of it used to be a cafe. So originally broke that up, and most of it was grass with a small flower bed, kind of when I was younger. So we could have like campfires and camp on the grass. And then one day, probably a few years ago now, started just digging a very large hole because I had a rose that I wanted to grow up something, but didn't have anything to grow it up. So I dug a very big hole, and then I had some like greenhouse heating pipes, some big cast iron pipes,
Yeah.
and they were the leg. And then I'd been asking people for bike wheels, which most of them came from the midwives in Derby Hospital, where my mum works. They would, in the evening or at the end of a shift, people would donate bike wheels, and then she'd bring home all these bike wheels. I still get bike wheels coming over the garden gate. And then built this big wheel dome. But the problem was, when I was digging this big hole, I realised the wall that was there didn't have much of a foundation, so I had to prop the wall up while kind of I built that up. And then I've got some chickens, and when I was doing some digging in the chicken pen, I found some great big boulders that I kind of used to build a wall to line the hole. And then the wheel dome was born. And then
What's the wheel dome? Tell us about the wheel
it.
dome.
So I've never actually counted how many bike wheels are in it. Well, it's a load of bike wheels, cable tied together. Kind of, it doesn't go all the way to the ground. I guess it's a bit like a gazebo of bike wheels. And then the brackets that hold it against one side's on a wall and one side's got legs.
Yeah.
So the brackets that hold it to the wall, well, I think there was some kind of old gutter bracket that I dug up while I was digging the hole. So that's what holds it against the wall. And yeah, so it's just so that as well as wanting somewhere to grow my rose, I wanted to be able to kind of sit in the garden kind of in my pyjamas or my pants and have a crumpet and a cup of tea without a public footpath seeing me.
Doesn't everyone?
Crumpets in your pants.
That's the one.
Brilliant. So I'm picturing now, not the pants bit. I'm picturing so like a sunken. You walk down into it, and it's like a big dome with wheels above you.
Yeah, so it's
What kind of size are we talking?
I guess the highest point in the middle is probably 6 foot. Well, all my tall friends knock their heads.
Right.
So it's probably about 6 foot from the bottom of from the top of the dome to the bottom of the hole. So the hole itself is probably only, I don't know, a metre deep, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's got kind of stone flags in the bottom and a wall around it. And then there's kind of 2 steps that step in it. And then there's creepers at the back to sit on. That's kind of like a raised bed. And then it's planted all around the wheel dome, so that kind of in the summer you're completely submerged in all the plants.
Sounds amazing.
Kind of in there.
So it's just like a massive wheel trellis, so everything's growing up through it.
Yeah.
Or is it just roses?
At the moment, there's just roses.
Not bad.
There's a few clematis in there as well. I'll probably try to get some sweet peas growing up it this year.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, it's a bit different. But my garden's not that big, but there's probably a lot that goes on in a tiny space. The way it's kind of broken up, which is a bit ironic because it used to be mostly just either crazy paving or grass, whereas now it's mostly beds with a little gravel area in little bits. But a lot of it's made up of things that I've found or dug up or collected from various places. Yeah,
Sounds fantastic.
It's hard to describe because there's a lot going on, but then it's near the river, so kind of while you're in there, you've got the sound of the river going over a weir. So it's
nice.
It's very relaxing.
Lovely.
I really like
So what
your archway as well, Noah.
Oh yeah, that was made. I think it's the rim of an old, like cart, old like the metal frame.
Ah,
And I was helping a
quite
friend.
big, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's like is it Whitby with the whale arch?
Oh yeah.
It's
All right.
kind of that kind of shape, and it's just some bits of metal that someone was taking to the tip that I repurposed.
That's
You
nice.
definitely
That's
like me as a
original
gardener.
stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
Original stuff, not the same old B&Q stuff here and there everywhere.
really.
Lovely.
Yeah,
What else is going on in your garden at the minute then? This in these dreary, dull days.
uh, I'm mostly splitting plant. I planted a lot when I first did it, uh, whereas everything's grown quite big clumps now. So I'm currently just trying to split things, and I planted everything a bit too close to all the paths. So I'm kind
Mm,
of splitting them and moving things back a bit, and just having a rearrange.
yeah,
Uh,
it's got
plus,
a lot goes on this time of year, isn't it?
yeah, and the roses that I planted are just starting to get established. They're starting to be able to tie those in and have some fun with those.
Mm. So what I want to ask is now is my Instagram name is James Little Allotment, so I grow lots of veg. Do you grow any veg?
Um, I would like to grow more veg. I'm planning. I've got a load of windows to build a greenhouse at some point.
Oh,
Uh,
fantastic!
Can't wait to
so
see that.
I did
Awesome.
have a raised bed area, uh, but then I what I can't remember why I moved those. I think I needed the sleepers to move the big rocks, so I had to dismantle it so I had something to roll on. Uh, they were very big rocks.
So you want to get some more veggies in the garden. Is there a kitchen garden at work if the family still live in the
Uh,
house?
yeah, there's a pretty decent sized kitchen garden, which like this year we've grown mostly sunflowers, sweet corn, and pumpkins, so that we could do kind of like a Thornbridge pumpkin patch, which was quite nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It sounds sweet corn, pumpkins, and sunflower. Sounds things that the public would like. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's it's more for it's more kind of aesthetic, I guess, than function. But we
Mm,
still uh, we generally try grow large amounts of things, of like just a few things, so that kind of the chefs in the cafe uh, can use them
yeah,
if we like, when we've got stuff ready.
Yeah.
yeah. It makes sense, doesn't it?
So
Why not? Why
before
grow
we
it?
move away from Noah's house, Noah doesn't live in a new build, do you, Noah?
No, my house is also a little bit different. Uh, it's a originally it was a like an apprentice house for the mill. So it on the other one side of the house, it's like a regular house, I guess. But the other side that overshadows the garden, it's a castle. It, it's got turrets and everything.
It's amazing.
What? Why? Have you looked into the history of this?
So the story goes the owner of the mill that lived in the hall on the hill didn't like looking at this big white rendered building, so he built this folly on the end of it, so it looked like a castle. And then when it was no longer a mill, it got turned into a house with a castle on the end.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Sounds brilliant.
Which just sets off Noah's garden even more impressively, because you've got this beautiful garden and then this bloody castle is behind it. It's incredible.
Really need to go take a big look back in your Instagram history to see what's going
everybody
on.
needs to go check out Noah's pictures
Yeah,
of his garden and stuff
definitely.
after this, because
Definitely.
it really is amazing.
Going back to the estate. So do you get a plan? Do you have designers in? Do you have any? Or is it just like the head gardener says, right, we do this, or do the owners say we want this, or is it just left to you lot to do what you need to or want to?
So we've not got a head gardener. We just kind of work together to keep things going and keep on track. And the owners kind of, I think, they don't get too involved. I think they kind of trust us to just get. I think they kind of leave us alone, so then we get a bit creative and garden and kind of.
Don't they ever come out and say, "Oh, we would love this," and then you go, "Oh, you can't."
So they often have ideas and things. So they wanted a fairy garden. So we, in a part of the garden that wasn't used as it was just kind of a bit of woodland to one side. We created this. We've got this giant 14-foot boot and some slides and some little paths.
Oh, brilliant.
And created like this another little kids area. It's called Hobble Gobble Woods. So it's the Goblin Grove.
It's amazing.
Amazing, fantastic. Is there plenty of woodland there then?
So the gardens, it's most there's a lot of tall trees in the garden that kind of create these little rooms. And because it's all kind of different levels, it's quite slanted. So yeah, it is surrounded by woodland. So it's always alive with birds and things as well.
Yeah. So I've noticed today my snowdrops are starting to pop up. Have you got snowdrops and bluebells and things, woodland?
Yeah, so we've got a big bank that we call Daffodil Bank, and I walked that the other day, and there's so many little bulbs and things starting to come up there. It's quite exciting.
Exciting, yeah. Oh yeah, it's really strange, isn't it? You see these little tiny bits of green popping through. You think, oh, in a couple of months they're going to be amazing.
Yeah. I think the owners and the family, they're always around, walking, like going up to the cafe, or just wander around the garden, walking their dogs. So you do see them all the time, and they do have input, but yeah, mostly they kind of let us get creative and garden.
That's nice, isn't it?
Quite nice.
Your garden's a bit like that, Mark, isn't it? Your work, they just let you kind of do what you want.
Yeah, leave me to it and hope for the best. Doesn't always go well.
Well, it's too late. If they think, oh, I don't like it, it's too late. There's no point now, is there?
Oh, you didn't like that tree, did you?
It's gone.
Although the difference with Noah's garden is it's a historic garden, and you've got all these massive, huge, mature trees and stuff like that, whereas the garden that I work at, it's a fairly newly planted garden, so you haven't really got anything to go off. It's free reign, really.
Yeah. So have you, Noah, because you said earlier right at the beginning that you really love tulips, have you been planting millions of tulips this last few weeks?
Yeah, so we've got one bed that's got, I think, just over 2,000 in it.
Wow.
So that should be a showstopper. I'm looking forward to those. Just kind of a riot of colour.
Brilliant. And do you just chuck them in? Do you just chuck them and then just cover them over, or do you make sure they're all upright and?
They all So it's kind of one. I think the bed's like 19 meters long by maybe 2 meters wide-ish, give or take. And then it all gets divided into like a meter square, and then it's kind of like a bucket of bulbs for each square. So they get chucked out and then planted where they land. Hopefully the right way up.
Saying that, a couple of years ago, was it last? No, it was obviously last winter. It's not 19 meters, it's probably about 3 meters, but I just scraped off about 4 inches, tucked them all in, randomly got them upright as possible, and then covered them over again. And I would say at least 95% of them come up. They know what they're doing, don't they?
I think they always find a way.
Yeah, of course they do. Well, I definitely
They've
think
got stems that go round and round.
yeah, they must do. If they put them there, they'll come up. They know. But I think I definitely want to come down and visit. Maybe if Mark and I come, we'll pay to walk around the gardens this time, hey Mark?
Yeah, we should really. So Thornbridge is also alongside a famous trail as well, isn't it? It's alongside the Monsall Trail.
Yeah, it's about. I think it's probably in the middle of the Monsall Trail. So it gets lots of people walking past that pop in as well. So it's a good location.
So I don't think I've ever been. I think I've been to the Peak District once, but not. We didn't explore very much, but it's a beautiful place.
Mm.
Absolutely amazing. And
It's only about an hour for us, so it's quite a nice place to go for holiday. It's only an hour, so
yeah, really nice.
so beautiful.
So you live not far from work, then? You just not a short commute.
No, about 10 minutes.
Oh, lovely.
They're not far at all. But when it snows, can just walk along the trail to get to work, which is nice.
Wow. Is it?
Thornbridge Estate said as long as Noah's kept topped up with cakes, he's happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sissy asked, do you do bluebell walks? Are there any bluebells?
We've got a few bluebell areas, because I think I've only been there just over a year. I'm still kind of working out where everything is, and where it's all going to pop up. But we are planning on planting more bulbs and things. We've got some snowdrops that we're planting in for more of a bit of a spring area.
Yeah.
Lovely. Do you do guided tours, walk around, or does somebody do guided tours?
We don't think we currently do a garden tour, although I think there might be. But they do house tours around the house, but we all prefer the garden.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, I don't know about you, Mark, but I've absolutely loved hearing about that, and we will have to make, next summer we'll make a day of that. Go down there, come down and see you, meet you in person. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, really look forward to that. And I really want to see the water gardens that you're saying about, which they're naturally fed, but they're proper ponds. They're not like a bogland or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, look really nice. So Mark's got some questions that we normally ask our guests towards the end of our little chat. Got any questions, Mark?
Yep, the lightning round.
Put fire round. Is it different for a Christmas one, or is it still the same?
It's still the same. So, first one, tea or coffee?
Tea.
How do you take your tea? White?
Just the a splash of milk, quite strong.
Sugars, loads of sugars, I bet.
No sugar,
Oh,
a bit of
God.
cake.
Bit of cake. You take your tea with cake.
All you gardeners have cake, don't you? Okay, Babble.
Flowers or edibles?
Flowers.
Thought it would be.
Yeah.
Beach or forest?
Probably forest.
Good choice. And on a text message, what's your go-to emoji?
Thumbs up, maybe.
Thumbs up. That's a good one. If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, come on, it's got to be cake.
Ooh. Sausage roll.
Sausage roll.
If it's a good one, you can't beat it.
A Thornbridge, to be specific, a Thornbridge sausage roll.
Thornbridge.
Oh, okay. See, we need
Very
to try
good.
these. We need to try these.
Finish the sentence. My perfect day would be
In the garden.
in your pants eating a crumpet.
That's the one.
Sowing seeds or potting on?
Probably potting on.
What you'd be a potting on her.
Spring or summer?
Probably spring.
Spring. Yeah, definitely. Coming back to life.
Yeah.
What's today's favourite plant?
Probably roses.
Roses.
Or dahlias. No, let's go roses.
Roses. Any specific rose?
Generous gardener.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I don't know these things.
Unlimited compost or unlimited seed?
Probably unlimited seed.
Mm.
Could make some more compost.
That's the thing.
Can, yeah. That is it. Yeah.
Once you've got an established garden, you can make your own.
Once you get going, that's there, isn't it? But you could say that with the seeds as well, if you let them go to seed.
Yeah, but you can never get new ones if you'd only be able to get what you've got in your garden, whereas compost you can make.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
If you could have one gardening superpower, what would it be?
Maybe watering. If I could just touch something that was watered. Especially, we've got a lot of urns that we plant up in the summer. Going around, there's not many taps, so most of it's watering cans or a long hose. So if you could just walk around and touch it to water it, that would be.
Yeah, I bet, because a lot of people say weeding, don't they, with that one? But when you've got 14 acres to go and water, I suppose. I can see what you mean.
And then the final one, if you could choose one plant to describe yourself, what would it be?
Aid Sellers says he's a tromboncino. I don't know why.
Maybe a dahlia.
Nice.
All right, come on. Explain the reasoning.
Just flamboyant and jolly.
Lovely, perfect.
Love it.
Love that. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant, Noah. It's been really, really good chatting to you. And everybody needs to go and have a look at your page and follow Noah and see what he's been going up to. I want to go and have a look at this wheel dome. Sounds a bit crazy to me, but I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, Mark and I, we will go and visit Noah in the summer, shall we?
Sounds
Yeah.
like a good plan.
Definitely.
Go down to Thornbridge.
Come see the tulips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come early then. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Thanks ever so much, mate.
Thanks
Oh,
for your
Really
time.
good.
Thank you.
And
Lovely to speak to you.
Mark will add you in as a collaborator so you can put it on your grid.
Perfect. Thank
Fantastic. Thanks ever so much. And
Enjoy the
have a
rest
great
you. Have a
Christmas,
good
mate.
You too.
See you
Merry
later.
Christmas.
See ya.
Ta-da. Bye.
Bye.
God,
There we
good
go.
insight into another big garden, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely place. I think we've probably been twice before, and it's definitely quirky. The owners have
Sounds
done a
it.
good job of sort of doing something different to other big estates, because they've built this cafe that's sort of separate to the house,
Yeah.
and then they've almost created more of a quirky garden around this cafe. So
Yeah.
I think they obviously get a lot of people coming off the trail to stop for some food, so they get all of that
So
traffic, and then
the
probably people
trail
don't.
is like a walk across the Pennines type thing.
Yeah, it's a really well known. I think it's probably one of the old train track trails that goes through sort of the old tunnels and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's literally like the other side of the road to it, I think, or something like that. It's not very far at all. So they get a lot of that traffic, and probably a lot of people that come in off that don't realise that they've got the rest of the garden like I did, because I saw some of the garden, but not you know, like, we say 14 acres of formal garden, and then 90
yeah.
of the rest of it. So they are doing a lot of work to it. It's probably changed since I last went, because when I last went, they'd just planted the willow tunnels and stuff for the kids near the fountain.
Yeah. Is that where you
Yeah,
got your idea for your willow tunnel?
No, I think I'd started mine out before that.
Oh, right.
But yeah, his garden as well, and his house. Like, what a place that is. Everybody needs to go and have a look at what his house looks like. He's not lying. It looks like a castle.
Sounds amazing.
Like what? And it's, you got this beautiful garden with all these quirky things that he's made, which is right up my street.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely.
everybody go check out that page.
Yeah, definitely. Go and have a look at him.
There's a question there asking which tulip scent are you looking forward to in spring? Oh no, what is the tulip or scent you're looking forward to in spring?
So I like these. I know these are indoors ones.
Oh, the
Hyacinths. These they don't smell yet, but I really, really, really love it. I love a hyacinth. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's really pungent and too strong," but I love it. I think it's amazing.
Someone said in the comments the house is also a very quirky place, worth a tour. Just don't expect normal.
Yeah, my comments aren't working, by the way.
Yeah.
Didn't think I needed to tell you.
I think my mum and dad have been quite a few times, because my mum put in the comments somewhere that there's an Eiffel Tower made out of Lego there as well. So it just shows you how quirky it all is.
Wow, yeah.
So
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
It's just something different to look at and go and walk. It's lovely to walk around a big garden in the state, but when you see quirky things, it's lovely, isn't it?
Out of the norm. Incorporating some of modern life into a garden.
Yeah, definitely. I'm guessing you've listened to Two Girls, One Plot.
I have indeed.
So, for anybody who's watching, Two Girls, One Plot is a podcast and an Instagram page. Me and Mark get quite interactive with occasionally, didn't we? Quite a bit. And well, last week,
And they've been guests.
Yeah, they've been guests, but last week they kind of blew my mind a little bit with the song that they wrote and sang to me for my operation. I sat there, and it was funny and it was amazing, but I sat there with tears rolling down my face
Oh, I bet
because
you
I
did.
thought such an amazing thing that two people could do for me. They sang me a song and put it out and done a video of it about my heart operation, but they didn't know it was cancelled, unfortunately. So they put it out a couple of days after I should have had it. But they're just two amazing girls
So lovely.
who've got an allotment and they love their allotment and they're so they're so into it. And this last when was it yesterday they put it out their last podcast of 2024, and they gave both Mark and I a fantastic
Lovely shout out.
brilliant shout out saying how they we always big them up and everything. They're just amazing. Go and have a look at their page or listen to them. They're really, really amazing girls. Lovely.
Yeah.
And yesterday's one was really, not that all of them aren't interested, but they go through their whole seed collection that they have bought for next year. And it's brilliant. I've straight away listened to some of them say, oh, I'm going to have that. I'm going to have that. So definitely get over there and have a look at them.
And again, there's someone that's fairly new to. They're not new to gardening, but they're new to the allotment journey. So
one year, that's their first year on the plot, isn't it?
First year, isn't it? Together. So
yeah,
it's a really lovely podcast, and they no airs or graces on that podcast.
definitely not. Definitely not. But that's what it is. It's nice, isn't it? It's just all completely natural, and they just let it go. It's brilliant.
Just having
It's
a
really
chat
good.
amongst themselves, usually sat in bed with a cup of tea.
Thing is, I always know when I put that on, I've got an hour where I'm going to be smiling and giggling. Whatever I'm doing, I'll be giggling to myself with my earphones in. Yeah,
That's why I was gutted that they decided to do it every 2 weeks out at the last few.
So. Yeah, it would be long over a couple of months, and they'll be back on again. Yeah, go and have a look at them. They're brilliant, really, really good.
Yeah, really kind girls.
Yeah.
And that. If you haven't heard the song, go check that out as well. That'll be on their profiles, won't it?
It's on their profiles and it's on my highlights. I'll put it on my highlight as well. It's brilliant. I just couldn't believe it. They've come out complete nowhere. Yeah, we've had lots of chats and messages back and forwards, and they've been on, on here. But it just completely blew me away. Such amazing people. Really, they are really nice people in this world, and they're a couple of them really are.
Well, I think everything that's gone on in the past few weeks has made you realise there's a lot of nice people out there, because there's
Definitely.
there's been no end of
I've
nice messages towards
so
you.
So many nice messages. It's ridiculous, and people that you think you've had a message here and there with, but they do listen to this every week, and they do look at all your stories and things. But just because they're sitting in the background and you don't interact with them massively, and then all of a sudden they come and then give you all these lovely messages about getting well soon. I hope it all goes well. It's brilliant, unbelievable. Makes it all worth it. It really does.
Really lovely.
Really does.
Yeah, Jenny says the same. Honest, fun, and genuinely lovely couple.
They're lovely, aren't they? They are really nice.
Really nice, really funny. To be honest, I did wonder whether they were actually going to do a song when it started, and they started singing Last Christmas.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because that's sort of the heart thing. That was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed that.
Sissy said, "Are you doing a Christmas special, lads?" I don't know. Is the honest answer.
We haven't spoken about it, but we could.
Because next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, so whether or not we do it on Christmas Eve or whether we do it Monday night, maybe.
Yeah, whenever. But I don't mind. We can sit and have a chat at some point, can't we? And then just.
The other thing I thought about doing would be a plant-based Christmas quiz, maybe. Some of the episode as well, and we could do just the questions, and then I'll put the answers out so that if people wanted to play along at home, they could do that and listen to it whenever, and then play along with their families or whatever. That'd be quite a nice little episode.
Not asking me questions, surely.
No, not asking you questions. So we'll read out the questions.
Okay. Yeah.
And then people can join in, and we'll post the answers later on.
Yeah, it sounds good. We can we'll have a chat about that in the next few days, shall we?
Yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll get something done. And then it'll be Christmas.
It will be Christmas, and then that'll be lovely. And I've got my operation booked for the 31st. Awesome. Hopefully that'll go ahead. But I think I've got a week or so, which I don't think I'll be doing a great deal. But after that, I think I'm all right. I can sit and chat, and so hopefully we'll go on as normal.
Yeah. And we've got some good guests already booked in for the new year, which I'm really excited about. Really excited about.
Some really good. Not that everybody's not good, because they are, and it's amazing. That's the whole idea. What we do it for is to get from people who have just started their allotment plot to people who are working in a 14-acre garden and more. That's what it is. It's all about.
Everybody's different. Everybody's got their own story.
Yeah.
And look at Noah's garden. I mean, you never would have thought that he'd have that garden, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there that have got quirky little corners of Instagram, and you can miss them. So it is nice to introduce people to some new people every now and again.
Definitely.
Which is what we hope to do.
Exactly. 100%. Right. So
awesome.
We'll look at having a chat before Christmas. So hopefully we'll be able to say Happy Christmas to everybody. But if we don't see you before Christmas, or you hear us before Christmas, have a fantastic Christmas.
Yeah.
But hopefully you might tune in when we do have our bit of a Christmas chat.
Yeah. We'll hopefully do that next week sometime.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. Right, thanks so much.
Shout out to Family Garden in 2019. Great bloke as well. Always supports us. Always lovely in the chat. And to everybody else that's always in the chat and watches the whole episode.
Always in the chats that I can't ever see. I don't know why. Who do you complain to that your comments don't work? No.
Meta. Jenny says, I love this podcast live. No 2 weeks are the same. Always fun, always learn, and always a pleasure. Thank you both. Thank you for watching, Jenny.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Jenny. Jenny's amazing.
Wow.
You're all amazing.
A lovely person.
Amazing.
Yeah, everyone's amazing. Right, on that, we're off. See you next week, everyone.
See you, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.